Like, the gravity is like a huge problem, right, for Mars. Hello, guys. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Shuyler Mao with the Nick's Boots from Start to Finish podcast. I'm joined here by Rebecca Burnham, our operations manager, and Kelsey Lursback, producer extraordinaire. Yeah, it's just a quick one today. We're going to give a little update. Some of the stuff we've already talked about, and they're kind of coming to fruition as we speak. We launched Monarch and Ash 64. These are new work leathers. Monarch is really a take on Predator Orange. So it's got that distressed look to it. The Ash is a really nice gray. I probably from a Pantone standpoint, you'd call it like a pewter.
I really like the rough out though. The rough out gray.
Yeah, the rough out looks great. More gray, So gray was a big seller for us last year with the steel Predator and the Cypress gray and the slate double stuff. So we're continuing that and moving that into the work world. So we will have a gray option. It's a good looking bit, and gray is a nice neutral color that I think appeals to people and isn't too edgy. So yeah, a needed and exciting new addition to our color assortment. The Monarch, we call it Monarch. Why?
Butterflies.
So the Monarch butterfly, Spokane is on its migratory pattern. Yeah, in the summer you see some Monarch butterflies here. So, and it kind of reminds me of that wing color. So yeah, so Monarch 64 will be coming out along with Ash, and you can buy it. What else, Rebecca? What do you got going?
This is the first time in a while, I feel like, as I walk through the office, I'm like, what's that? Like, that hasn't happened in a while, which I think is just because we had bigger projects that took longer to develop, and now we're just kind of bringing in new leathers. I did look at Ivan's boots the other day. I don't know if we want to go there yet, but I actually really like them.
Yeah, we're experimenting with a new pattern that we will get down the road on. We're still kind of evaluating it. I think it's a cool boot. It's a little bit of a takedown. So, kind of aiming for maybe some sewing simplicity, as that's been kind of a bottleneck for us. But yeah, we'll see what we are going to do with that. But yeah, that was interesting because they just did it. Production They were like, hey, let's try something. And they just did it, which was interesting. And cool and very, very, very appreciated. What other things have you seen that was new to you?
I mean, we just had 4 new leathers come in, so that was a couple weeks ago. But the Wood Butcher, I knew was happening. I didn't see a ton of it because I was busy. So I've gotten a good look at that now. Customers are really interested in the sole option on that one.
Yeah, it's a cool sole.
Feedback on that. So that's exciting to see. We started talking about Brandle again since we're getting ready to launch the second run of those.
Yeah, so that'll be around we just kind of finalized that. That'll be around the 23rd probably is when that'll come out. So that'll be with the new shell option with color 8, burgundy. And so that'll be exciting. So we'll get that going, and you guys can, place your orders. We've got a nice pre-order list going. So excited to get that out. We should have some photos of the first run. Those will probably be going through next week, finishing up next week. So we'll get those out there. Yeah, so that's cool. Anything else?
Our 2 new double stuff leathers.
Yeah.
Those ones are hard to miss.
Yeah. Well, the crimson I like the crimson. Kelsey, what do you think?
I wouldn't wear it, but it is very pretty.
Is it too flashy for you?
For me,
yeah. Yeah.
Although, no, you know what? I think on the right boot, I would wear it. I take that back.
The crimson is not, it's like a lighter burgundy, I don't think it's the blue.
I was going to say the cobalt is interesting. I want to see it on other boots, like Kelsey's saying.
I think we missed an opportunity with the photo boot by not doing a honey vibe on it, because I think that would have been a nice contrast to it. But obviously you'll be able to get that if you want as a customer. I don't know. They're really pretty. They're really pretty leathers. And yeah, it's definitely towards the end of the bell curve on people who are looking for, more exciting colors like that. But I think they're really beautiful. And if you're looking to stand out, those are the ones for you, man.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I agree with Kelsey. I like looking at them. I don't know if I could wear them.
Okay. Well,
I think on the right boot, I would.
what would the right boot be?
I would love to actually see the crimson on a Chelsea,
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
like the drifter Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would look very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Actually, I think the cobalt would look good on a drifter Chelsea too.
I mean, there are plenty
It's
of blue
very Gen
shoes
Z.
out there.
It's very Gen Z. It is. If we're aiming,
We're going. Yeah, we're going. Well, yeah, we'll see who buys it. Yeah, absolutely. We'll see. Yeah, no, it's a fun leather. I mean, it's kind of sneakers have a ton of color variation, you know, and so I'm like, why wouldn't people take that, you know, that chance with a boot? I mean, I guess, you know, maybe boots have a different vibe and they're a little more classic or, you know, everyday, whereas maybe people buy sneakers to kind of special occasions, you know, for their like blue ones or something. I don't know. But yeah, no, they're really beautiful. Those will be launching next Friday, so people can buy those. We've been kind of teasing that out on our socials and on Reddit, and the response has been really, really positive. So excited about that. Anything else you've seen that you're
I think those are the
kind of
big
that's the new
ones.
stuff.
I mean, we're talking about a lot of potential things with small goods, so there's some good ideas there, but they're all still in idea phases.
Yeah, a lot of bags and got some interesting designs, prototypes, both for Brandle and for Nix. So we've got a duffel in the works with heat straps. So that will be, we'll have a sample of that pretty soon. I sent the leather out. I think it arrived yesterday. So they'll be kind of coming up with that, and that'll be cool. I think the nice thing about that is the duffels don't take nearly as much leather as like the leather jackets. So we can, it's not going to be crazy expensive. It's not going to be cheap, but it's not going to be like the leather jacket, you know. So Delta Arch inserts are pretty much done. So even like in terms of the manufacturability. So we definitely got the prototypes and the functionality dialed in a couple weeks ago. And then we were just making sure like, okay, you know, what should this cost? How long does this take to make? And so we're pretty dialed in. They'll probably come in at about $65. It's really a leather orthotic, you know, and pretty excited about it. It's super comfy. People love them. Everyone who wears them, they've kind of been cleaned up. You know, the first ones we did kind of looked, they were functionally great, but they looked a little unfinished maybe. And so now we've got it down, and they look nice and sleek.
I've never looked at an insole and thought, wow, that's really pretty. But these ones are like actually very pretty.
Yeah. No, very proud of them. Luke did a really nice job, and so did Andrew. So yeah, so those will be coming out next week. Of course, we've talked a little bit about the new soles. So the Wood Butcher was kind of the showcase boot that launched with that. Okay, so we've got a couple other soles as well that'll be coming out. So people have been asking for a Christie. We've got a Christie, so that'll be coming out. And the great thing about this thing, it's more durable than the Vibram. So it's not technically Christie, right? Obviously, that's like Vibram's name for it, but it's Christie-like. And so it's got it's a higher durometer rating, basically, so it's harder. So it will wear a lot more slowly than the Vibram version. It is less spongy, is the kind of the downside of that. That was the main reason why we stopped with the Vibram, is it just wore out really quickly.
That being said, I'll be interested in the feedback. Ivan's been testing out the new one, and he says they're still very comfortable.
Yeah.
He wore them all day yesterday. So it seems like we may not have lost that much on comfort. So
good.
I guess we'll see, but it looks promising.
That's awesome. And of course, these come much wider, and so they can accommodate more widths and Thurman and like 365 stitching. So that's basically the reason, in addition to the durability, why we switched to these. Yeah, so we've got an NFPA audit coming in hot. So I feel like we are better prepared for this than we have kind of ever been. So that's exciting. And so we've kind of gotten all our ducks in a row. We're really doing a nice job with the tracking. So thank you for that. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed. But, you know.
It is interesting with a new auditor. Every auditor is different. So I'll be interested to hear feedback and what we can be doing better from someone who doesn't know us.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it'll be good. And so, we've got a new hire. So we brought on a new director of business development. So that's exciting. It's kind of our first senior hire in quite some time, from kind of senior management standpoint. Tate is his name, Tate Doolittle. So we're excited to have him on board. We'll be kind of introducing him, I think, to the team, to the customer base and the podcast audience next week. Is that right? Something like that?
In the next few weeks.
In the next few weeks. Okay. But yeah, lots of good experience with kind of our space and definitely into these kind of higher end heritage American made goods. Yeah. So
We walked in, saw the jeans, and I was like, great.
yeah,
We got another Luke Lars.
yeah, exactly. Lots of salvage and old looms, rescued from factories and transported across the world to be made in Japan. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I think that is it for me. Do you have anything else, Kelsey? Oh, okay. So this is interesting. So we just got, and I'm not exactly sure where to put this. So I ordered a couple hides of Baker waxed flesh calf.
Oh, yes.
So Baker
I was
makes,
here when they were delivered.
yeah. So Baker is an English tannery. They are regarded as one of the better calf tanneries in the world. It is shockingly expensive. I'm kind of deciding where to put it. Like, does it fit in Brandle or Nick's? It's gonna be like $900 even if it's a Nick's boot. The leather's twice as expensive as Wicked and Craig. But it's interesting. I haven't seen much waxed flesh calf out there. It's got a much tighter grain than our cow waxed. Definitely a lot of character. It's a brown waxed flesh. It's interesting. So we'll have to make a sample boot. I was thinking, Kelsey, that you could put it on your calendar to do a how it's made. And we'll be like, what? $900 calf skin boot or something like that, It's interesting. We'll see what it looks like. It's subtle.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like alligator or something like that where it just totally pops, but or even shell with how shiny it is.
But even just seeing the hides, it's different enough
Yes.
that you can tell it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. If anyone's interested, let me know. Hit me up. Still kind of figuring out how to.
Yeah, wax
How to do
seems like
that.
a weird fit for Brandle, maybe. But yeah, I guess we'd have to see it on a boot.
Yeah. I was probably going to put it in the Knicks,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
that makes more sense to me.
It's like an upgraded brown wax flesh,
Yeah.
basically. And that's a good seller. So we'll see. Yeah. So that's kind of what's going on. Patiently waiting on some samples. Excited for this next few weeks. Should be busy.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. For Shuyler and Rebecca, we appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon. Kelsey, thanks again. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Would you join the efforts to colonize the moon or Mars?
No.
Given the technologies there, like it's been happening successfully. You're not on the voyage, the maiden voyage.
No. I mean, it would depend. Like, no. Well, because you're living underground, probably, and so.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, I would worry about like.
Air?
No, well, obviously,
That's my
but I mean,
worry.
I'm assuming that's been solved, right? If you say people have been doing it, then
You're inside.
yeah. But I would worry about gravity, because they have like lower gravity, and so your bones would get like weaker, and like so. I'd wonder what the like.
Sure, I didn't think about that.
What the medical technology to kind of counteract that is. Like, do you have to like do resistance training for like 4 hours every day to like keep your bone mass?
The days are longer on Mars, though, so.
Sure.
more time.
So now your circadian rhythm is totally off. Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. I'd be more interested in like a big space station, because you could like
Yes.
spin it, you get some centripetal
There's
force.
something floating. There's nothing solid under your feet.
Well, it'd be a big ring, right? Because they'd be spinning it, so you'd have gravity.
You're the nomads of
Yeah,
space.
but that's.
You'd have to, hydroponic farms, and
I'd rather be on a planet.
not if it's like, I don't know. I think you'd have better luck with a station
Probably.
because you could like artificially control things. The gravity is like a huge problem, right, for Mars. Like I don't. It's like 60% the size of Earth. I don't know. So I mean, you're going to have 60% less or 40% less gravity. And like they like the guys that go up in the ISS, they can barely walk when they come back, and they're only up there for like months.
Your bones, Kelsey. You need them. Turns out.
You need them.